Hi, everyone. I do have an update on my Canadian Studmuffin channel, so I'll have a link below, but I want to get away from that. But just once more, thank you for all of the support. Anyway, let's go on to other things. Now, about a day ago, Scott from the Prague Corner posted my 10 comfort albums. And I know that Morris Gotro made a video and a few others possibly. And I thought that was a great idea for me to steal and not give credit because that's the kind of person I am. Yeah, I wrote, great idea, Scott. Nice to see the first choice, and I love your last choice also. Although I am picking another album by that artist. I'll be doing my video today, and I'll be sure to not credit you. So, yeah. So please subscribe to Scott. He's got an awesome channel. And the thing I love about Scott the most is he is always so mellow. You know, he just takes his time. I think he needs a shot of caffeine or something because he's just, very, very slow and no energy, kind of like me. But anyway, uh, great idea for a subject. So I have chosen, and it's what I've done is I've kind of chosen, not your typical albums that I love, the Beatles, Abbey Road or whatever, but I really thought this over. Albums that I go to, like when my YouTube channel is demonetized and I'm all stressed. What 10 albums would I want to listen to? And so I've chosen kind of more mellow, not mellow, but just relaxing albums that have always, through the years, have really helped me to, feel better. Oh, shut up, Scott. So I've ranked these from number 10 to number 1. So here we go. And I would love your thoughts. What are, maybe make your own video if you have a YouTube channel and credit Scott, of course, or me. I'm the originator of this idea. Or just, comment below what are some albums that comfort you. Here we go. Yeah, the Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's Request. Just in the recent last couple of years, like I've always liked the album, but in the last couple of years, I've grown to absolutely love the album, every song. And on this album is my all-time favorite Rolling Stones song, 2000 Light Years from Home, and, Ruby Tuesday and Gomper, and it's just a fun and relaxing listen. Like Sticky Fingers is, I love that album more, but it's not as relaxing or comforting as this album. So that's number 10. Number 9. Yeah, this album I've had, on vinyl back in the day in the early 70s. Back then, I only loved the first couple of songs, and then the rest I thought was just kind of mediocre. But about 5 years ago, I started to have a new appreciation for this album, and then there's this new remix that came out a couple of years ago, and it made me love the album even more. And so I've played this hundreds of times, and it always comforts me, relaxes me. Number 8. My favorite album by Elvis Costello. I love a lot of Elvis Costello's albums. And this is the one, along with Blood and Chocolate, although that's not as comforting. It's pretty uh, hard-edged. But this one is more relaxing, and I love all of the songs on it. And yeah, it's my go-to album of Elvis Costello's discography. And I love it. And number 7, I believe. And I don't know, I kind of forget which albums I put in here until I see them. Number 7. Yeah, Gene Clark, No Other. I became a fan of this album, I think, yeah, from one of the old CD exchanges with Glenn Kellaway from the Basement, who I must say his name in every video. And he hasn't paid me yet. But yeah, I love that. I don't know. I think I did really like this album on the first listen, and then hearing it more and more, I grew to love it so much. It's possibly one of my all-time top 10 albums. It's a mixture of country, like old country pop, progressive country. I love Gene Clark's vocals, the instrumentation, and I just find it very relaxing to listen to. Number 6. Yeah, Scott, in my comment, I said he picked Elias of Sunhillow, John Anderson's first album, which I do love. But I think I've played his second album, Song of Seven, even more. It's more, a lot of it is a bit more pop rock oriented, but it's still a lovely album. And the final song, Song of Seven, is a prog song. It's, I don't know, 7-8 minutes long. And I think it's my favorite John Anderson solo song. It's just amazing. But the whole album is delightful to listen to. Number 5. Glenn Kellaway's favorite artist. Yeah, Lou Reed. Now, this isn't necessarily all relaxing. His voice and all that I know annoys some people, like Glenn. But by the end of the album with the song Coney Island Baby, it is relaxing. It's comforting. It makes me happy. Listening to this album, it makes me happy. Songs like I'm Just a Gift to the Women in This World, the humor. Uh, so, love the album, and it's number 5. Number 4. Yeah. This band I've known about for years. I've heard the name, but I never ever checked out their music. Maybe a tiny bit, but it didn't interest me. And then once again with Glenn, he didn't really care for Tago Mago, the double album, and so he lent it to me, and I really liked it right away, and I grew to love it. And now I have, I think, 5 Can albums, and I love all 5 of them. I am a huge Can fan. They would be in my maybe top 5 bands of all time now. And Future Days, I would say that and Monster Movie, the debut with the other singer. I really love that album too. But this is the one that's the most relaxing. It's not quite as strange as some of Tago Mago. It's a bit like Kraftwerk in a way, but just more interesting, I guess. Even though I love Kraftwerk. And yeah, I have just played this album a lot, and it relaxes me. So, and Future Days. Check out the song. Just check out the song Future Days. Or Moonshake, which rocks. Okay, I'm kind of lost here. So this is number 4 coming up, or 3? 3, I think. Yeah. Now, no Beatles. Not that the Beatles are my favorite band, and Sparks are my second favorite. But to comfort me, I think this album comforts me more than any Beatles or Sparks album ever would. Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, my second favorite Paul McCartney solo album after Ram. Uh, it's the kind of album you need to listen to. It might not grab you right away. I thought it was kind of boring on the first listen, but I kept listening, and after 3 or 4 listens, I grew to absolutely love the album and love Paul's vocals on this. I love every song, and so that's number 3, I believe. Yeah. Number 2, Slow Train Coming, Boom, Dylan. Thank you. Yeah, once again, ever since this came out in 1978, I believe, or 1978, 79. I've been a huge fan of this album. It's my favorite Bob Dylan album. And Mark Knopfler's guitar work is just amazing on this. And Bob Dylan's vocals, I know people mock him all the time. I actually like his vocals. And on this album, I think it has some of his greatest singing. And as some of you know, I follow the channel Taste Like Music. I've interviewed them about the series they're doing. They're reviewing all of the Bob Dylan albums. And next up, I think pretty soon, they're going to be talking about this album. So I'm very interested in what Joe from Taste Like Music thinks of this album. Okay, so I believe we have left. And yeah, this album really gets to me. I'm not religious, but I would say I'm spiritual. And, not necessarily believing everything he's saying on the album, but it still, gets to me. And I think it's a beautiful album. But nothing compares, nothing gets me in the zone uh, to relax me, get me crying. Every time I listen to it, there's certain songs that the tears start coming. It is. No, it's not the Shakes. It is. Yeah. Johnny Cash, American Recordings, I believe, Volume 4. The Man Comes Around. It has, of course, the song Hurt. My favorite song on it is probably his version of Simon and Garfunkel's "A Bridge Over Troubled Water." He does the Beatles' "In My Life," and just every song gets to me. And I think it's just an amazing album. And that is it. So thank you again, Scott. And I'm looking forward to what are some of your, the albums that either relax you or de-stress you, comfort you, of course. So thank you. Bye.